Who is this guy and why am I showing you his picture? Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. That was David Bronstad. Do you know the guy from My Lottery Dream House? That's him. Now, why am I showing you that picture? I should be showing you a picture of Amber Heard. Well, today I'm going to talk about histrionic personality disorder. And why I bring up David Bromstad from My Lottery Dream House is because I'm not a psychologist, okay? I don't hold a medical degree, but I think that he's a classic case of histrionic personality disorder. And I'm also going to talk about my own personal experience, and after reading these symptoms, I'm going to list these symptoms here on the computer. Why I think I might myself have the disorder. Now, I already know that I'm borderline personality because I'm classic that, except for the suicidal and the self-harm. I have all 8 of the 10 symptoms except for those 2. So I think if you have at least 4 or 5, you're considered to have it. Well, David, as you know, is a very extravagant person. He's very showy, very flashy, tries to be the center of attention. He has a gazillion tattoos, a gazillion rings and jewelry, always trying to show up, right? Now, histrionic, I'm going to read this off my computer, so let's see. The symptoms are a person seeks attention, and I think David is one of those people that definitely seeks attention. Talks dramatically with strong opinions. That's David. Very theatrical, very dramatic. That's also me. Is influenced easily. I can't tell you that. Thinks relationships are closer than they are. That's one of the symptoms I have, and I'll talk about that too. Rapid shifts in emotion. No thinking before acting, meaning being rather impulsive. Inappropriately seductive or flirtatious behavior. Now, David is extremely flirtatious. Watch the show, okay? He flirts with everyone. Come on, give me some love. Give me some love. Right? Self-centered. All right. So that's why I think he fits that mold. And I think that's why I fit that mold. Because, I definitely am self-centered. I have to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you the truth. Now, I might be wrong about David, okay? like my Snoopy and my, let's see, where's Woodstock? Oh, he's over here. There's Woodstock hiding, and where's Grinch? He's a mean one. Oh, the bag is hiding. I can't move the bag. Grinch is in there somewhere. But anyway, yeah. So I can only speak for myself. I'm a person that needs a lot of attention, okay? Especially from people that, I feel close to. And also, I'm very dramatic and have very, very strong opinions. That's another symptom of it. As far as influence easily, you don't have to have all of the symptoms to have the disorder. Like I said with borderline, I'm not suicidal and I don't self-harm. So I don't have 2 of the symptoms. When I had pneumonia, the number 1 symptom was cough. I didn't have a cough at all, and I had pneumonia. All right, thinks relationships are closer than they are. I often do. I often think people are much more because they're that way for me, okay? Because I feel so much love for certain people that I think it's returned. So I think the relationship is more than it is. And this has happened over and over again with me. You know how you are, if you're the one doing all the giving in the relationship, or you're the one who calls this person, this is my boyfriend, or this is my girlfriend. The other person says, we're just friends, right? You're the person who thinks a relationship is much more than it is, right? If they're saying, oh, we're just friends, and you're saying, well, this is my significant other, that doesn't balance out, does it? That means you're thinking the relationship is more than it really is. That's very true of me. I often always think relationships are more than they are. And then I find out the hard way and I get burnt over and over again. Rapid shifts in emotion. That's true of borderlines too. That always happens with me. No thinking before acting. Guilty as charged. Right here. Very impulsive I am. Inappropriate, seductive or flirtatious behavior. I have to admit, with every psychologist that I've been with, I've been very seductive and very flirty. But that's also another borderline personality disorder. And self-centered, which I told you I am self-centered. So now, a lot of this historic personality disorder overlaps with borderline personality disorder. So you might be confused. Also, there's a lot of narcissistic traits in both of them. And also bipolar is, kind of overlaps. So you're saying to yourself, well, do I have this histrionic personality disorder? It never mentions anything about all black or white. It never mentions anything about feeling abandonment. I already know I'm a borderline. But I might have some traits of this too. Now they mentioned, remember the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial? And didn't they mention, this is the first, I'm going to admit to you guys, I don't know all that much because the very first time I heard about histrionic personality disorder was during that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. I thought that Amber Heard was borderline. That's what I diagnosed her as when I saw her. And I never even heard of the histrionic personality disorder. I didn't know what that was. But then I got curious because I said, what is this, I started looking it up. And then started thinking, gee, you know what? I think I might have some traits of that personality disorder myself. So, yeah. So then I realized that I do. Yeah, I don't know. Again, a lot of these disorders overlap. The flashiness, that. So when I do my videos, okay, remember I mentioned David and I showed you the picture of David when we began this video and just how over extravagant he is with all the tattoos and all the jewelry. Well, when I do my karaoke videos, I'm really extravagant, over the top, with the wigs and the really low cut, out chest hanging out there, right? People who do karaoke, because I'm on groups on Facebook, the people who do karaoke, they just sing into a microphone. That's what karaoke is, right? But me, no, I have to be over the top. I have to dress in wigs and costumes, right? Look at the karaoke videos. You'll see some of the costumes are far out. Sometimes I have swords, real swords, not pretend ones that you buy in your party store, right? Well, these are real. Yeah, and my chest is hanging out there, right? Yeah. So that is over the top. That is extravagant. Karaoke doesn't need to be that way. It's just for singing. Of course I sing, but I do a lot more than singing now. I'm performing for you. Right? It's an act. It's an over-the-top act. Not just singing songs, not just doing karaoke. So that's an example. So now that I told you a little bit more about histrionic personality disorder and how I relate to it, how I, put much more meaning into relationships and think they are much more than they actually are, how I'm over the top and showy and flirtatious, and I mentioned David. Is there a cure for it? Look, I'm 57 years old, and, I'm still borderline. No doctor has ever helped me. In fact, they've increased the symptoms. Can you believe that? The first psychologist that I went to for any length of time, for 16 years, he brought out my borderline personality. He brought it out in spades, because what happens is when borderlines get really, really close to people, that fear of abandonment heightens, ratchets up. So then you can see more of the psychotic traits of the borderline as they get close. Before him, I would only say that I acted borderline when I was really young, or first dating my husband, or first married to my husband. But then after that, it kind of settled down until Dr. Richard. Guys, you can have people bring out the worst in you. Yeah, you got to be very careful who you associate with, both personally and professionally, because they can really bring out the worst in you. See, how you know you're really meant to be with a person is if you're really meant to be with a person, they'll bring out the best in you. A person who brings out the worst in you, run. Run as far as you can get away, because they are not your person, okay? I don't know how, like, when we have these kind of disorders, how we can, I mean, we are who we are. David is that flashy guy with his tats and his, chains and rings and everything, right? That's part of who David is, and we don't want to change him. I love David, okay, David? I love you. I'm not knocking the guy. I'm just saying what disorder I think he has, and I'm saying this is my opinion. I'm not a medical person. I don't know if he has that disorder. I'm just, after reading the symptoms, I'm saying I think that he might have it, but it's just a personal opinion, not a medical one. Just like I think I might have this disorder too. And I'm saying, well, some of the things we want to keep, like we love David, we love how he is, we love he's over the top. But like, we don't really know him personally. We don't know how he feels inside himself. We don't know how much he's suffering or how much all of this flashes a show. Because with me, it is a show. When I go on, I'm performing on that karaoke, right? I'm giving you, my fans, my subscribers, a performance. I'm not feeling happy and joyful. Everyone says like, oh, you always wear a smile. You're so happy all the time, right? No, I'm not. That's an act. That's a performance. That's why we call it acting. That's why it's a performance. It's a, whatever the karaoke is, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. It's a show. That's all it is. It's a show. And when David's doing his TV show, it's a show, right? We don't really know if David's that happy, lively, spunky, hey, man, like that behind closed doors. We don't know that at all. That could be a show. He could be like the most depressed, despondent person. I don't know. I don't know him. I'm just telling you how I am. That when I do my karaoke, that's all for show, okay? Do I enjoy it? I love doing it. I'm not getting paid for this stuff, but it's still a show. It's a performance, right? I'm not feeling like that, in my everyday life. I'm not going like that. Oh, spunky and smiling and singing and, that's not who I am. In fact, I'm a very depressed person. I'm a very unhappy woman. I just do that because I enjoy doing karaoke. It's just enjoyment. And, if people enjoy watching it, good. If they don't, then they don't have to watch it, right? They don't have to put me down. If they don't enjoy it, don't watch it. It's that simple. But also, you don't know how people are behind closed doors, right? And some traits in people you're just never going to change, right? You're just never going to change them. So, and therapy can sometimes bring out the worst. So, I don't have the answer. Okay, I'm coming on here. I'm not acting like I'm above it all or anything like that. I don't have all the answers. So, if you want to talk more about histrionic personality disorder and about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial and what you think about Amber Heard, does she have that disorder? Is she like I think she is? She's a borderline. That's my opinion. Or what is histrionic personality disorder? Do any of you guys have it? Do you know anyone who has it? Can you comment? Tell me a little bit more about it. Tell me what helps it. I don't know. Leave those comments. Come on. I want this to be a mutual, ongoing thing, not just me, coming here saying, giving you my personal viewpoints. I want yours too. So leave those comments and tell me what you think.